More delays are expected in the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial within a trial, as accused number one, that's Muzi Sibiya, wants to reopen his case. Defense counsel Adv Thulani Mngomezulu has told the court that he'd like to call 3 new witnesses. This comes after Sibiya terminated the services of instructing attorney Sipho Ramosepele, opting rather to be represented by Mngomezulu. 5 men are in trial for the murder of the Bafana Bafana captain who was shot and killed, you might remember, back in 2014. The defense is currently challenging the admissibility of confession statements allegedly made by 2 of the accused. For more on this, let's bring in our senior reporter, Chriselda, part of our team at the High Court sitting in Pretoria. And Chriselda, of course, there was yet another about turn on Monday when we're expecting closing arguments to be taking place. Before we kind of speak about what's coming up today, take us back to what happened on Monday.
Well, that's right, Ayanda. You'd recall, indeed, that we were expecting closing arguments as the court got underway on Monday. An unexpected or surprise move coming then when accused number one, Muzi Sibiya, we heard, was releasing his instructing attorney, Sipho Ramosepele, of his duties. Sibiya, the accused number one, of course, in the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial, dismissing his attorney there, Sipho Ramosepele. You would also remember that Ramosepele was representing accused number one, together with Advocate Thulani Mngomezulu. Now Mngomezulu revealed in court on Monday that the Legal Aid Board had decided not to pay him for his work on this trial within a trial. But Mngomezulu says Sibiya's uncle was then in contact with him and wanted to privately retain his services. So Mngomezulu will continue to represent Sibiya, while Ramosepele, who has now been relieved of his duties from accused number one, will remain as the legal representative for accused number two, who is Bongani Ntanzi. And then in another about turn, we heard that Sibiya basically instructed Mngomezulu to reopen the defense's case and call to the stand 3 more witnesses. Now, these are police officers by subpoena. So these officers are former Gauteng Hawks head Shadrach Sibiya, a Colonel Vincent Lishabane, as well as a warrant officer Mishek Makubo. So what we saw on Monday was the state was visibly unhappy. Prosecutor George Baloy expressing dissatisfaction, questioning the relevance of these witnesses that Sibiya wanted called. However, Judge Ratamokwatleng allowing that request and postponing the matter to today, allowing Mngomezulu to consult with the witnesses that Sibiya wants called to the stand. So it remains to be seen this morning, Ayanda, which of these witnesses, of these 3 witnesses, is likely to be called.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, we'll see how things unfold later on today. Also worth pointing out, Chriselda, the many delays that we've seen in this trial already. In a very tongue-in-cheek way, Judge Ratamokwatleng on Monday asking how much time they might need between Mngomezulu and accused number one to finalize whatever discussions they need to have in order for this trial to finally move forward.
Well, that's right, Ayanda. Since the start of this particular trial, we've heard, even the first judge in this matter, who is no longer part of the case, lamenting the delays in this matter. And Judge Ratamokwatleng basically brought in, from what we understand, to expedite this matter. I must say, it has been quite embarrassing, for South Africa's justice system to have this particular matter, in fact, any matter, drag on in the courts for so long. Now, remember, we're also still within the trial within a trial, and this pertains specifically to the alleged 2 confessions that were made by accused number 1 and 2. So while we were expecting on Monday closing arguments in this matter, remember, the matter had been postponed to allow the legal representatives to prepare those closing arguments. And then on Monday, this about turn, when we heard now, of course, the defense wanting to reopen its case and bring these 3 police officers as witnesses. We're expecting one of them to take the stand this morning. But of course, in this particular case, anything is possible. Every time we thought would proceed one particular way, there was always something, that would result in a postponement. But of course, this is how the courts work. The defense should be allowed an opportunity, if it wants to bring further witnesses and, of course, bring that application. As we heard on Monday, Thulani Mngomezulu indicating that he's bringing that application because accused number 1, Muzi Sibiya, wants additional 3 witnesses to be called, these police officers. So certainly this is something that is allowed in the courts, but of course in the court of public opinion, which certainly doesn't matter in this particular case. What's important is what comes out of this particular court and the merits that are argued inside this court. But certainly, I think at the end of the day, what many people have been calling for is for justice for the murder of Senzo Meyiwa. How much longer this is going to go on, I certainly cannot tell you.